Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
The best part is the ability to help somebody that is at their wit's end. They've called 911, they need help. They need somebody to help them fix a problem. And showing up and being able to actually say, we're going to work through this together, we're going to use all the resources that I have and figure out what the best plan of action is for you. To be a part of that and to see the relief in their face, the thanks from the neighbors, the thanks from the family and the patient or the person whose emergency we're handling, really does, it's rewarding. And then you get to come back to a station full of the best people you could work with, and you share those experiences all together and you're with them all the time. So, I mean, you're doing the greatest job with the greatest people. Combine those two together and it's pretty cool. As a paramedic, most likely in the station, you're training, you're working, you're doing whatever, and that tone will come on, and it'll be a couple of strobe lights as well. Once that happens, there's that initial, it's a response that's conditioned, where if you hear a certain sound, you're gonna automatically look up towards the nearest strobe because that's what you're gonna kind of associate with, this is my call, or it's the other station's call. And then you're gonna try to listen as to what you're gonna be doing in the next couple of minutes.
Edina Medic 1, Medical, Fall.
Because it could be middle of the night, it could be middle of dinner, right when you walk in the door. It's either going to be walking into somebody's house or walking onto the middle of the street or up to the top floor of an apartment. It's everything in between, and it could be everything from a stubbed toe to a cardiac arrest to a working fire. So you're trying to piece together exactly what you're going to be doing. So it's a mindset. It's a mindset where you walk in the door, and even on your way to work, you're kind of in that mindset of preparing yourself for the what-ifs.
Do you have any chest pain?
You're constantly thinking about things that you've already done and keeping yourself in that mindset of how am I going to handle this next situation that comes my way. So when it does come in, that the strobes go off, they tell you what you're going to, you're flipping back into that those memories of something similar where you can kind of react a similar way. You're going to make adjustments because every situation is different, but you can kind of put yourself on the right path and start heading down that same direction. So when you do get there, you've got a little more confidence walking in that front door and knowing that you can handle it.
107. Perfect, thank you.
When you're brand new, every situation, you don't have that background yet, it's pretty nerve-wracking, and you can get pretty nervous. And when you're falling back on the trainings and the scenarios, that's great. You learn a lot, but there's no substitute for experience where you start going after that, and it makes the next call easier, the next call easier. To start out, it doesn't feel like it's in the movies. It doesn't feel like you'd see on TV, because there's so much going on. And the second you give, for an example, like a narcotic overdose, something where the person's not breathing, we can start breathing for them. And the first couple of times you do it, you're thinking to yourself, this is amazing. This is, wow, this is what it's all about. And then you give the medicine and they start breathing on their own, and next 30 seconds later they're talking to you and the problem's fixed. They're gonna be okay at that moment. And then you do that a few times, and then pretty soon it's, people will be like, hey, he saved his life. I guess I really didn't realize, I don't look at it that way. It's more of a, here's the problem. I know what to do to fix this problem I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
The most stressful part now is the unknowns. We've kind of transitioned to incorporating a lot more mental health emergencies, and the what ifs have, I guess they've always been there, but now they're more on the front page. So there's a lot more stuff to think about. And now even the situations that we've already been in, there's an added part that we've not dealt with before, and that's the general public getting involved with recording everything that we do and recording everything we say. A lot of people are trying to get involved, some with really good intentions. But managing a scene is a little bit different than it used to be years ago, and that can be pretty stressful. Kind of a unique part of this job is the 24-hour shifts. So when we do get here at 7 in the morning, we know we're here for the entire day, and that lends itself to some pretty strong bonds here in the firehouse and allows us to be at the patient's side within 5 minutes. So that's pretty unique to be able to get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and quick get in the truck and roll down the road. That's a pretty unique aspect of the job where you have to go from right down here to going 100 miles an hour in your brain, making some pretty important decisions. And it's something that we all do very well, and it's a lot of fun.
Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.